time. Listen to that. Thank you. Call City Council meeting for Tuesday, February 17th, 2026 to order. Could I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Stenby.
Here.
Voss. Here. Dodson. Burbank.
Here.
Wilkie.
Here.
Han. Rainey.
Here.
And Mayor Jessup.
Here.
You have 5 at the council and the mayor present.
Thank you. Everyone, please rise as Councilmember Burbank leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. To our City Council meeting. First up tonight is the council agenda. There are no changes or corrections. With that, I look for a motion to approve. So moved. Motion by Dan Volpe to approve. Do I have a second? Second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The agenda is approved. First up tonight, we have a public hearing on the 2026 street utility project with preliminary assessments. Along with that will be Resolution 1.2.1, 22-26 to order improvement and authorize plans for the street utility project. And with that, we turn to Public Works Director Sean Murphy. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Yes, we're requesting Council's order the improvement and authorizing preparation of plans and specifications for our 2026 street utility project. That's what this public hearing is scheduled for. Our Council approved Resolution 5-26 ordering the preparation of feasibility report. And the feasibility report was approved on January 20th. Notice was sent out to the 57 of preliminary assessments, as well as an invitation to an open house meeting where we presented project information to them on February 12th. The next step in this construction process is to direct engineering staff to finalize plans, specifications for the 2026 street utility project for those improvements on Cardinal Drive and 9th Street. If the project is approved tonight, project completion is anticipated to be in fall of 2026. And following project completion, the property owners may pay their assessments in full with 30 days of billing with no interest accrued. After 30 days, the unpaid assessments amount will be certified to Steele County Assessor for collection of property taxes over a set period with an annual interest rate, which will be set at the proposed assessment hearing. This project is going to be financed through a combination of city funds, $1,000,000, which is approximately
Thank you. It is now 7:03. We will open up the public hearing. Anyone that has questions in regards to the 2026 street utility project, please come forward to the microphone and sign in. Seeing no one coming forward, I'll look for a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close.
Motion to close the public hearing. Do I have a second? Second by Brent. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And the public hearing is closed. John, do you have anything else to add to the resolution?
no, just that we had a pretty good turnout. 25 to 30 residents from Cardinal Drive and Ivy Street showed up. Answered a lot of questions. We kind of changed up our meeting. Before it was a formal presentation. We just started with an open house and a question and answer. What are you concerned about? What are some of the things you're looking for? Put together some frequently asked questions and some
into that?
yes, this is the next phase in that project. So there are localized low points in the rear yards on the houses on the northern end of the horseshoe and just local inundation in the bottom of the horseshoe on the north end. So we'll be upgrading storm sewer and making connection into that box structure that was put in as part of that project.
Okay, thank you. Other questions? Hearing none, look for a motion to approve. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up tonight is Mayor Jessup, and you have a proclamation and anything else that you would like to talk about?
I do have a proclamation. Thank you, Council President Rainey. One proclamation: bus drivers in Owatonna and around the country are charged with getting kids to school and from school safely, and I think are too often unrecognized and underappreciated. So, as an appreciation for the work those drivers do every day transporting our greatest treasures to and from school, it is my pleasure to declare February 18th, 2026 as School Bus Driver Appreciation Day. And Katie Kruger is here representing the Owatonna Bus Company tonight, so I'd like to present Katie with my proclamation.
Anything else right now, Mayor?
That is it for tonight, Council
Okay.
President. Thank you.
Thank you. We're now up to the consent agenda. That consists of city council meeting minutes, other board commission minutes, licenses, permits, miscellaneous items, all grouped together for the council to review prior to the meeting and vote on collectively. With that, I will entertain a motion on these consent agenda items.
So move.
Motion by Dan to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Brent. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda has been approved. We have 6 resolutions tonight. The first is 3.1.1, resolution 22-26, a setback variance request for the Mound Edition, and for that, I go to Troy Plecker, Community Development Director. Good evening.
Good evening. This and the next 2 resolutions are all pertaining to the same request here. It's really to accommodate a sale of the laundromat on Mound Street there. Currently, it's on the same parcel as the Quick Loop on the corner there. And so we're looking to split the 2. And in doing that, we have non-conforming setbacks for the laundromat. So the request is to allow for a 20-foot front yard setback where a 30-foot setback would be required, and then a 10-foot rear yard setback where a 20-foot setback is required. So in 2004, the council approved a PUD for both of these principal structures to be located on one property. They have joint parking and joint access agreements, and so the owner's looking to split the property and sell the laundromat. And to accommodate that, we're looking to grant a variance for this full setback request.
Thank you. Any questions for Troy? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is 3.1.2, resolution 24-26, That is the preliminary and final plat for Mount Addition. Troy, do you have anything else to add to that?
Just that they're gonna keep the joint access, joint parking, easements in place so that both properties can use the existing facilities right there.
Any questions for Troy? Motion to approve. Motion by Doug to approve. Do I have a second? Second by Dan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. The next one, 3.1.3.5-26, this is for a signage variance request on this property as well, and once again, Troy.
Yes, so this again pertains to this request, they're taking an existing Apex sign, freestanding sign, replacing it with the Mega Coin Laundry, which will also have the Apex sign on it as well. So the number of signs are staying the same, they're splitting the property, and the laundromat, this sign would not be on the laundromat's lot. It's considered a off-premise sign, and therefore a variance would be needed to grant the permission to put that sign up. So Planning Commission did hear this with the public hearing, there was no objections to it, so the Planning Commission did recommend approval. And staff would recommend approval.
Thank you. Any questions for Troy? Motion to approve. Motion by Doug to approve. Do I have a second? Second by Dan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. 26 to approve the assignment of tax income and financing district agreement. And once again, Troy.
Other companies requesting that a resolution be adopted by council to approve the assignment of the tax income financing district. There's a default by the developer under the mortgage. If the bank takes over as developer, then the city would pay the TIF to the bank instead of the developer. This is not uncommon when we do bank financing here, so it's a formality, but we need the resolution adopted by council to do that. So staff would recommend approval of the attached resolution.
Thank you. Any questions for Troy? Opposed? Motion carries. Next resolution is 3.1.527-26 to accept the donation of a police canine watercolor from Sportsman Art Limited, and for that we go to Police Chief Mundale. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, President Rainey, Mayor, Council. A few weeks ago, Ms. Karen Killen contacted me and wishes to donate this print right here to the Owatonna Police Department canine wall. It was a watercolor done up by her late husband, James Killen, a local artist. So the Killens have been a fond friend of ours for many, many years, and we would like to receive and accept this donation, but I cannot do so until I receive the council resolution to accept it. Ms. Killen values this print at about $4,000, and a little history about it. She believes she didn't really notice it. She didn't really know that it existed until she was cleaning out an attic and found that in her attic. And I don't know why it's there. It's such a beautiful print, but she wanted to donate it to the police department. So she thinks it's about 25 years old because it's a watercolor, and that's when James was doing those prints. Then he changed to acrylics. So if you'd be so kind to allow me to accept that, we'd appreciate it.
Any questions for Chief on this? Hearing none, I'd look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Doug to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. Any further discussion?
Yes, sir.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Our final resolution tonight is 3.1.6, Resolution 28-26, approve feasibility report and set a date for the public hearing for the Main Street reconstruction in Sean Murphy.
Thanks again, Mayor and Council. We're requesting City Council's approval of Resolution 28. So that would have been Resolution 59-25. And that was approved. A feasibility report has been prepared by city staff and presented in these attachments. The report discusses reconstruction of portion of Main Street or CASA 48 between Oak Avenue and Grove Avenue. Significant pavement deterioration, aged underground infrastructure, pedestrian vehicular safety, and improving signalized intersections are the primary drivers of this project. Again, this is a Steele County project. They're leading the effort on it as it is a county state aid highway. Preliminary assessment hearing we are requesting is for March 17th. The budget impact of the project will be paid for by a combination of Steele County funds, assessments, state aid funds, sanitary sewer funds, stormwater funds, OPU funds, and the general fund. Cost allocations and amounts are presented in the attached report. That staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Any questions for Sean? Hearing none, look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Brent to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dan. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have one ordinance tonight, 3.2.1, the first reading of proposed ordinance 26-01 to adjust sanitary sewer rates, and once again, Sean Murphy.
Thanks again. Yeah, we're here requesting adjustments to our sanitary sewer rates. At our last council meeting, study session, we presented some of the information that's outlined in the packet tonight. The memo from AE2S. They are our rate modelers for our sanitary sewer rates, and just perpetuating their previous model of increasing our rates roughly 8% per year through 2030. So that is the change in the adjustment. So that goes for all our commercial users, residential users, industrial users. There's only one heavy industrial rate that did not get modified with this rate study. As I mentioned, we're modeling out to at least 2030 at that 7 to 8% and trying to hit our 10-year financial targets. Red line version of the ordinance marking what changes are being made to those rates within the ordinance is included in the packet as well. Obviously, the budget impact with the increased rates. We will be increasing the revenue for the sanitary sewer fund. Staff recommends approval, and planning for the second and final reading will be held during the next city council meeting on March 3rd.
Thank you. Any questions for Sean? Hearing none, look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Doug to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. This being an ordinance, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Spendy.
Aye.
Boss.
Aye.
Burbank.
Aye.
Wilkie.
Aye.
And Rainey.
Aye.
All five ayes.
Thank you. We have one miscellaneous item tonight, 3.3.1, asbestos and hazardous materials inspection agreement with ADA, and for that we turn to City Administrator Janet Timm.
Thank you. As part of our plan work for the work at the current law enforcement center site and the 3 adjacent properties next where the new fire station will go, an asbestos and hazardous material inspection are required prior to any demo activity. These assessments are a regulatory step to ensure that the demo practices are done safe, they help protect our workers and the public, and then they maintain compliance with the state and federal environment standards. We got 2 proposals for that. IEA was the lowest bid for it, and we've worked with them in the past. And so with this work, we look for approval. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Any questions on this? Hearing none, look for a motion to approve. Motion to approve. Motion by Doug to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Our staff report tonight is our communications manager, Deanna Shealy. Good evening.
Allow me this moment to give a little update. As always, our objective in the communications program is to have an integrated and strategic approach to how we share information across all departments. We want to increase awareness, promote engagement, and we want to make sure we get out reliable, timely, convenient, and relevant information in a professional, consistent way, and always thinking about how to do it more and more efficiently. For those who help with communications, including the leadership team, the communications task force, the social media user group, and website user group. Well, I don't do it all in there. So I'll highlight some projects that are either in the works or about to happen. PFAS, you may have heard of them, they're forever chemicals. Working with public works staff, neuroengineering, and the MPCA. We did get a grant that's covering any outside costs to communicate about this. And you can see the green check marks mean already done, and the blue plus sign means doing again or will do. So these are all sort of moving targets, constantly looking at our channels to decide at any given moment what else is needed. On the bottom left, you can see that is a Facebook post. The middle is actually, that's the Facebook post of that whole left side. And then we did a flyer, which is also on the website, and on the right is a newsletter article. Again, using our integrated approach strategically to use the channels that we have at our disposal for the long-range asset plan. And right now we're working on community-centered public safety facilities and working with RAP strategies and ICS. On the bottom left is an example of a flyer which was distributed starting at the Downtown Thursdays events last summer. A news release, a website, which is actually a microsite dedicated to the Community Center project. And then on the right is one of the display boards that was displayed at the last open house for Public Safety Center and the public safety facilities. And then just wanted to earmark February 26th is the next open house. The public is invited to attend. It will be right here in this room from 4 to 6. You can see that display board and many other communication materials that we've prepared. State of the City address. All of those are done, other than we have a couple of blue plus signs that we still need to finalize for deliverables on this. The bottom left is an example of a news flash. That's another feature on our website that gets any topic homepage attention. The middle is a video that we produced thanks to Library Director Mark Blondo, all of the director team, leadership, and probably Ryan and IT helped with that too. And then on the right is an example of the newsletter article on that project. Immigration enforcement worked with community partners to execute some communication deliverables. We recognize that some of our neighboring communities were facing some challenges. I worked with the PD staff to put together a crisis communication plan so that we could be ready in case any of those situations unfolded here. So, fortunately they didn't, but we still were ready. We did a flyer. As you'll see on the left, that one is the Spanish translation. We also translated it into Somali and used our community partnerships in collaboration with them to get those flyers in the right hands of our community members who are most interested in that information. The PD website has that publication available for people online. And then on the right, you can see a snapshot from a video that we shot featuring Captain Sorensen speaking to employees about how to be ready if any facilities are impacted by these activities. Another project, many years in the works, wastewater treatment plant expansion. We've used all of our communication channels on this project and will continue to use most of them as we look forward to a ribbon cutting event in May. And so on the left you see a newsletter article, the middle is a Facebook post, and on the right is a website presence for that project. Our strategic plan, again using all of our channels. The left is an example of a PEG channel board. So we reach our PEG channel subscribers free through that channel. And then we did the, as you all have seen, the strategic plan itself. And then we shot a video. We also want to talk about how our communications are working. So I always kind of give you a little snapshot on social media. And we are now at 4,531 lifetime followers. It continues to grow. And in the period of time from January 20th to February 16th, we had 132,000 views. So it's still a really viable channel. I want to show off the work of some of the social media user group. Our Park and Rec folks are particularly talented at using social media and getting really incredible results. 64,000 views, 61,000 views. Oops, I hit that one. I think it's 54,000 views. And we had a post done by the police department, and I want to comment that the PD currently uses the city of Owatonna's Facebook page. We do not have their own, and I'll say more about that in a moment. The one on the left got over 40,000 views, and that was, again, linking back to that immigration materials on our website. The bottom one is planning and zoning. Not my most exciting topic, but it got 17,000 views, so I was pretty impressed with that. And the one on the right was about that open house, and that's one of many posts. So you're just seeing the traffic on just one of several posts on that. So this might look like the police department's Facebook page, and it is not. It is a very good fake. And we have reached out to Facebook a number of times to report this page. I have also posted on the page saying, this is not our page, go to Owatonna's page if you want PD information. They posted this post on the right, which really caught our attention. So we're doing what we can to try to help people understand that that's not our official page, and the police department is going to be working with IT to establish its own Facebook presence. We did a community survey on another project, and as a byproduct, we got some stats on how people want their information. And we saw that by and large, the website and our social media are our two primary communication channels. I don't think that surprises anyone, but it's nice to be kind of confirmed that we are investing our resources in the areas that are most relevant to people. And I always like to give you an update on my Notify Me subscribers. Still creeping up, which is good. 388 subscribers for our newsletters, 170 for city videos, and 272 for news releases. And if you want to know how to sign up to receive these things, go to www.owatonna.gov. Go find that icon that says Notify Me, and it's pretty intuitive. It'll walk you through it, and then you'll get those items as soon as they're released. If that's how you want to know what's going on in the city, that's the best way to find out. Branding is coming to a winding down. Of course, it will never completely be done, but you may or may not have been out at the airport and noticed these 3 signs that are in the lobby. So whether you're coming in by airplane from the tarmac or by car in the parking lot, you see this nice welcoming message. We collaborated with the Visitor Center and the chamber staff to pay for, to collaborate to pay for it. We shared the cost, we shared all of the design and what should be on it and how strategic it could work. Mayor Jessup wrote a message on the right, which is really small, but it's a nice welcome from the city. And then we're starting to work on exterior signs. This one's a directional sign because we had trucks stopping at many places before they arrived at the actual wastewater treatment facility when delivering things. So those projects go on to work. I work with facilities a lot on these as well as each department. And that's it for me, but if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. We're now to public comment. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Please approach the microphone, sign in, and state your name and address for the record after being acknowledged by the council president. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes to deliver their comments. Council Vice President Boss will be timing and hold up by hand after 2 minutes 45 seconds. To notify the speaker, they have 15 seconds to complete their comment. Those speaking are asked to conduct themselves in a respectful manner as they deliver their comments. Audience members are asked to refrain from reacting to comments. The City Council will not respond directly to comments in this venue or take immediate action in response to them. With that, public comment is now open.
$1.25 million police and fire project. That alone should tell you something. People want information, transparency, and a real voice in decisions that affect their taxes, their lives, and their community. West Hills is not just another city-owned property to do with as it wishes. It is a substantial part of local, state, and national history. The entire campus was placed on the Historic National Register to preserve that history, and that is something Owatonna should be proud of. History is important. The Firemen's Hall, built in the early 1900s, is also on the National Register. It carries significant community history, city functions, civic organizations, and fire services. Homes around the police station are part of the original town plat dating back to 1870. History is not disposable. That is exactly why Minnesota Statute Chapter 138 exists, so that State Historic Preservation Office and the state archaeologists can be involved when projects may affect historic and archaeological resources, so we don't cause irreversible harm before we even understand what's at risk. But from where I stand, the public's voice has not been welcomed, and the city is trying to avoid these studies by foregoing state funding, splitting the projects across multiple sites, and treating historic oversight like a formality, rather than the meaningful input early on enough to matter. That harms the public, it harms Owatonna, it harms the environment, and it harms our history. We also heard discussion tonight about building new versus expanding to reduce costs, but new does not automatically mean cheaper. It often means a large upfront price tag, plus the cost of borrowing. And a 100-year-old building is not an inherently bad investment. Many were built to last. A simple analogy, buying a new car may reduce maintenance for a while, but you take on a much larger cost, especially if you finance it. Sometimes it's a smarter decision to repair what you have and compare the options honestly. And that brings me to the numbers. We're hearing $61 million, but talking about bonding $65 million. To taxpayers, that reads as a $65 million project. Families cannot absorb endless increases, and this will not grow Owatonna if people cannot afford to live here. Residents are asking you to slow down. The petition for an EAW is not about stopping the project. It's about making sure the right studies are done, the right agencies are involved, and the public has a voice before irreversible decisions are made. Many of us learned this lesson through the East Side Corridor. When projects move forward without meaningful public input, it leads to conflict, mistrust, and ultimately litigation, something no one wants. You have the opportunity to choose a better path. Follow the environmental review process, involve SHPO and the state archaeologists, and listen to the public. Thank you.
Anyone else this evening?
Jones, 995 Ridge Road. You be old enough to remember on Python? Do you remember their little quip that said, "Now here's something entirely different"? Well, I found something entirely different, and I pulled up pictures up there for you. These are broadheads, and I hadn't even given these things a thought. But one of the very first times we met with the DNR in Mineral Springs, they had concerns about arrows that could ricochet, bounce around off trees, off rocks. And the things are moving 300 feet a second, so there is a chance, especially in the springs, in this short little distance, up at the top, where they are at the stand one now, where they get right into people's yards. So, and AI, which may well take my job down the road someday, is still on my safety side, explaining the dangers they present to kids. The old saying, "I shoot an arrow with my bow, where it lands I do not know," rings true. When a gun hunter shoots a deer and misses, there's no chance to find the bullet. To find it, and more remote and rugged places in a guy's garage in Oakview, and 175 feet behind it was the top of the hill where kids slept. Now, a kid finding a broadhead may quickly spoil the fun. When it was moved to the north side of Mineral Springs, it's now farther from foot traffic, but it's now crammed right up into a narrow area between homeowner yards. So your first thought might be, okay, if a kid finds a broadhead, yeah, they're sharp, they're razor sharp, but who cares? Most families have kitchen knives, and how does a parent warn against something like this? And they going on. Now, if a child finds a gun or a knife in worse in their own yard from an error. This is my responsibility. So he says, and limit them to more remote.
Anyone else this evening? Now up to council comment. First up tonight is Councilmember Bulkey.
Meetings becomes uncommon. We've had violence. Is that then I see something happens and it got twisted around. Want to look out for our own with constituents.
Thank you, Commission. We do have some very that application period very soon, so if you are interested, please let us know and get an application in as soon as possible. Jeanette, when are we going to close that? Okay, so by the end of the month. Encourage everybody to, if you didn't, or even if you came to the last open house, please come to the open house on February 26th and learn a little bit more about fire and police and facilities that the city would like to construct. That's all for me.
Thank you.
I would like to add to that the application will still remain online because that application right now is OHRC, the OU Ward 1 is going to meet a member as of May 1, and also Fire Civil Service. And there will be other applications, there will be others added as we review those terms that are expiring at the end of April.
Administrator Tillman.
One item, come join us with hiring. We have our seasonal hiring open now through the next probably few months. That's anywhere from the golf course, maintenance, customer service, lifeguarding. Lots of positions open. We probably hire about 125, 150 staff. So if you're looking for a part-time job or you got a child at home that wants something to do for the summer, great opportunity to work for the city. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you. I have nothing. So our business is complete. I would look for a motion to adjourn.
So,
Motion by Dan to adjourn. Do I have a second?
second.
Second by Dave. Please, we ask that everyone come.
Right, because I mean, right. So from where we stand, you know, a simple, how much would it have taken that we received the threats, so we need to make sure that would have taken like what, 30 seconds longer? You too.